The Boreal Indo was first introduced to me as a softer, more indoor and boulder oriented version of the Crux. It features the exact same fit and last, which is a good thing in my eyes, because back when I reviewed the Crux a couple of years ago, what impressed me most about them was how they balanced performance and comfort, which is two things that a lot of people like. However, in spite of these similarities, the Indo is indeed its own shoe, and in fact is very different in terms of how it performs. Now, whilst the Crux was the consummate all-rounder, if there was an area it was weaker in, it was indoor climbing, and that is very much where the Indo comes in. This is fantastic indoors for several reasons. It's soft, exceptionally sensitive, and features Boreal's stickiest rubber compound, Zenith Ultra 2.0. We used this back when we reviewed the Boreal Satori last year and were really impressed. It is about as sticky a rubber compound as there is out there at the moment. But going back to what it's suitable for, in the indoor environment, you need a lot of rubber, both on the bottom and on the top, to combat and compensate for those big volumes and wild dynamic moves that are being set at modern bouldering walls. Now, when it comes to bouldering outdoors, it's still suitable, obviously. But because of its softer and more sensitive nature, it's definitely best on friction-based rock types. So your gritstones, your sandstones, and your granites. For your edgier rock types, so your rhyolites or your limestones, it depends on what you're looking to do. If you're climbing on vertical terrain, understandably has a lot of flex, so you need a strong set of feet. If you're climbing on more overhanging terrain, that soft nature does allow you to press off of holds really well. Now, there's absolutely no reason that you couldn't use these for sport climbing as well. They are soft, so they'll definitely be more suitable on your Spanish-style steep caves than they will your vertical limestone walls at Malham Cove or your overhanging terrain at Kilnsea, where you're getting those super small holds that benefit from just that little bit of extra support that the Crux would give you, but I'd say the Indo doesn't. When it comes to fit, the Indo, much like the Crux, features a slightly downturned, moderately asymmetrical fit. This is not an extreme shoe that you've got to be bunched toes and small sizes. It's something that you can wear quite comfortably. This is a supremely comfortable shoe, aided by the really luxurious sock knit liner. There are two different volumes available. There's a higher volume and a lower volume, which are men's and a women's. As we always say, men can have low volume feet and women can have high volume feet, so go with whichever fits you best. Now, the width on both forefoot and heel are at the wider end of the spectrum as well, so that's worth being aware of. The Indo features two straps, and the higher one is probably the most significant. That's a single power strap that you can really crank up and down according to how tight you wish the fit to be. The lower one is less effective at doing that, but does allow you to slightly cinch up that forefoot, which is something you might want to do on the hardest problems. But overall, we found the impact of that less significant than the top. Now, we briefly touched on the sock liner, which is supremely soft. It's got a really nice next to skin feel. But that is different from the Crux. It definitely gives the shoe as a whole an even softer feel because of how stretchy and elastic it is. And this is definitely another factor to that comfort. The shoe definitely feels really natural on the foot. It stretches when you move, but it doesn't stretch too much or bag out. The other interesting thing about the Indo is the amount of rubber that Boreal put on the base of the shoe. So where a lot of brands are using 3.5mm rubber, Boreal are using between 4.5 and 4mm, depending on the size, with the higher sizes featuring more, so they feel a little stiffer, and the lower sizes receiving less, so they feel a little softer. Now, the fact that they've got more rubber is, in my eyes, good for two reasons. Now, the first is simply that it makes a soft shoe feel a little bit stiffer. It also means that from a durability perspective, you've simply got more rubber, and if you are using them a lot indoors, and indoors is a harsh environment, they will last you for even longer. So the Indo strikes a good balance, much like the Crux did. It's technical, but without being aggressive. It's really comfortable, it's really nice to climb in, and it's fun to climb in too. I really think that rubber they're using, the Zenith Ultra 2.0, is a significant step up in standards for them. It is as good as anything else on the market, including Vibrams' industry-leading XS Grip 2. And if you're looking for something that has a good level of performance, but isn't going to be crippling, the Indo's a really good option.